Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. We had a very large inflow once again yesterday. Even bigger than the day before. 917 million inflow. Most of that from BlackRock. No surprise. 643 million into BlackRock. They do not like Saylor buying so much. So they are playing catch up once again. That is an enormous amount. 2 days, 3 days of inflow. We're talking about over two. No, it's not three yet. 2 point something billion dollars worth of Bitcoin being bought. That's enormous amount. That wipes out like all of last week. See, this is what FOMO looks like. It comes back very, very quickly. Very quickly indeed. And that's not going to stop. That's not going to stop. As momentum comes back, we're going to see more of that. We'll see a lot more of that. And we always have a lot of good news. Swiss National Bank acquires MicroStrategy for Bitcoin exposure. I mean, last time Saylor came out with some figures like how many 150,000 like companies own MicroStrategy now because they want Bitcoin exposure. Now you got national banks that wants Bitcoin exposure through MicroStrategy. It's quite amazing what's happening right now. And let's not forget the new company that's being created between Tether and SoftBank and Cantor Fitzgerald. And they are being created for the sole purpose, or that company will be created for sole purpose of acquiring Bitcoin as well. I mean, there's a lot of great things happening. Metaplanet purchased another 145 Bitcoin. So now they hold 5,000. They're going nuts. They are going nuts. Not as nuts in MicroStrategy, but they are purchasing tens of millions. Seems like every few days now. So they are going absolutely bonkers for Bitcoin. Stateside here, we got another state that's getting very, very, very close to approving a Bitcoin reserve. This enables 10% of their public funds for Bitcoin allocations. So not only do we have a Bitcoin reserve for the entire nation, but we will have 30 plus states that will also soon have their own reserve. Just think about that. Something that has never, ever, ever happened in Bitcoin's history. First time. You guys are witnessing history. I mean, this has never happened before. In the future, you'll be able to tell whoever that you saw this happen firsthand. All right, what else is happening? What's coming? Well, the number of addresses depositing Bitcoin into the exchanges basically dropping off to near zero. We're at the same point at December 2016. That was like barely anything back then. Binance didn't even exist back then. Think about how early that was. Okay. Bottom line is there's very little amount of people out there right now that's left trying to sell their Bitcoin. The people that wanted to sell over the last few months, the panic sellers, okay, the deleveraged, the funds that wanted to deleverage, they did. So now there's just basically no one. There's like no one trying to send their Bitcoin to the exchanges, trying to sell. So that's a very good thing. We're getting to a point where this is what I mentioned, seller exhaustion, right? We saw it. We saw it happen when we hit the low 70s, high 70s, low 80s, right? We hung around there. The buying pressure from the long-term holders was pretty consistent, and we held. And now we have come back pretty strong, pretty quickly from those levels, just within, what, 4 days? It's been a wild 4 days, but it makes sense. And here's the thing. Long-term holders continue to load up, and not only the long-term holders, the whales. Okay. So if you read this correctly, the very top line is showing whales who hold over 10,000 Bitcoin. So if you're reading this correctly, the blue, actually the deep blue, is massive accumulation. The red actually is low accumulation. So if you read this correctly, who's accumulating the most right now? People with over 10,000 Bitcoin. They are loading up. The second group that is loading up the most is people that hold between 1 to 10,000 Bitcoin. So the ultra mega whales are the ones that are loading up, taking advantage of the dip. Because that's what they do. The smart money, the big money, they buy when there's blood in the streets, when there's panic. That's how they make money, right? And then the third group is between 100 to 1,000. And then the fourth is 10 to 100. So you can see the least accumulation groups is unfortunately the lowest ones, -1 Bitcoin and 1 to 10 Bitcoin. There's still some accumulation, but those are the smallest groups. But the largest groups are the ones that have the most Bitcoin already. You can't let these guys have all the Bitcoin. You got to keep some for yourself. And the reason why they keep accumulating is because they know we will pass whatever we're going through, and we will continue to move forward. And a lot of them realize that Bitcoin is a store of value. It's not like before. It is a hedge against inflation. And one day, it'll equal and surpass gold's market cap. And when that happens, Bitcoin will be over $1 million each. $1 million each. And this is showing Bitcoin for this cycle. Every single cycle, when we had that top, you could see Bitcoin moves far past the green line, okay, the pi cycle top indicator. You could see how we're nowhere close to passing that green line. Not even close. 2014 or 2013, we are well above it. 2017, we are well above it. Even 2021, we weren't well above it, but still, we were above it. Now in 2025, nowhere close. That shows you what's coming next is tremendous. The bull run is not over. The top of this cycle is still coming. End of this year, and it's going to be a lot higher than where we are right now. A lot of predictions out there. All right. Outside of Bitcoin, some other crypto news. If you want to meet Trump, this may be one way to do it. Trump announces that, hey, if you're one of the top 20 holders of Trump coin, no, top 220 of Trump coin, you get to have a VIP reception with him at his National Golf Club on May 22nd, a month from now. And because of this, the Trump token has exploded. So there's one opportunity there. But to be fair, everything was exploding yesterday already when this was announced. So, you know, the explosion has stopped. But yeah, So I guess that's a real world use for holding Trump token. But you got to be one of the top 220, which is pretty hard, I would think.